After Trump aide has, spoken about India being, in fact, fueling, playing the role that it does as far as Ukraine-Russia war is concerned. Do remember yesterday Navarro had gone on to say that this conflict is Modi's war and the peace route goes via New Delhi. That is what Navarro had gone on to say. In fact, said that if India was to stop buying oil from Russia, that 50% tariff would come down to 25%. But now there is a latest renewed attack when it comes to India. And we're talking about Lindsey Graham also saying that India props up war machine. The Republican leaders are repeating as far as that chorus is now getting louder, and allegations from the US that continue. This is what is now being said. So that is the latest attack coming fresh as far as the United States is concerned against India and the role that India is playing. The role that India is playing as far as the conflict between Russia and Ukraine is concerned. Why? Because India continues to buy Russian oil while it's singling out India, and that is something that the Democrats won't stand for. In fact, they've been calling out the Trump administration for this. We have Vishal joining us in order to get us the latest. Vishal, take us through what is being said now.
Peter Navarro and Lindsey Graham, these are some of the top voices in the Trump administration, and both of them have almost spoken in unison and questioned India as to why India keeps buying the cheap Russian oil and trying to funnel the Ukraine war. Of course, this allegation is baseless because Russia, as we've been reporting, is the aggressor in this war. It's been 3.5 years of the war. Almost 1 million people would have been killed, and if there's anyone to blame for that war, it's mostly Russia or Ukraine, because both the parties are involved in the war. The fact that India does business with Russia, that's a totally different matter, and even US had almost encouraged India when COVID had struck the world that India needs to keep buying this cheap Russian oil so that the world oil market is stabilized, the prices don't skyrocket. So it's sort of a total hypocrisy from the US side, and it is continuing. Every day there are statements coming in. These are some of the latest ones that we've been reporting. Peter Navarro is the top trade advisor of Trump. He's been speaking on this mostly, and he's been quite vicious in his attacks. Last day he said that it's Modi's war, Ukraine war is Modi's war. That was the biggest attack, and now he's followed that up with this latest statement saying that India is now reduced to being Kremlin's laundromat. So one attack after the other. Lindsey Graham, on the other hand, has not just put the blame on India, he's also questioned China and Brazil, who also buy Russian oil and other products, and he is sort of questioned as to how these countries are funneling the war, and that has resulted in deaths of even children. So these statements do not make any sense. Experts have rubbished them, but they keep coming in from the top Trump administration. So it sort of signals as to what the strategy is from the Trump side, whether they want to engage in direct talks, they want to reduce the tensions. That doesn't seem to be the case, because these statements keep coming in and try to hurt this decades-old relationship.